did he turn out yesterday? I guess he turned out pretty fine. That's the tall minion with one eye from Minions and Monsters. I did sketches. And a few hours after I did that sketch, I got this in Pokemon Go. Undo Spritzy. From timed research, yeah, it's a dude. Let's go, Mel. What's with the shoes? I know they're called disco boots, but they're shoes. Like who at hey Mel, who at Minion Rush was like, you know what's my favorite power up? I like the power up that's a shoe. I mean, yeah, it gives you invincibility, kind of similar to the Minion Shield, but they're boots. They're just boots. My favorite power-ups, not counting the surfboard, are the one with the super mega ukulele, the banana vacuum, and multiplier. But why disco boots? I don't get it. That's a multiplier right there. Ah! I missed the group tokens! Yeah, this is why I don't like this level. The canisters! Ah, see why I don't like these canisters? They're like the roly things from Crash Bandicoot. Good thing I got the surfboard. Surf's up, Mel! I think the banana smoothie's kind of like the banana split from the original Minion Rush. They just made it into a drink. Ah! He's alright. Yeah, is the drink by any chance similar to the one from Mower Minions? Because the Minions wanted to drink a banana smoothie. They drank so many, they got gorged. Yeah, who remembers that short from Secret Life of Pets before it started? Mower Minions. They're watching a commercial about like a blender, and then you got that tall minion that's got the glove in his mouth, like wanting it. He goes like, blender. That is definitely what could have inspired that power-up. But it looks more like one of those juice pouches. Yeah, what? Why is it in a juice pouch? Was a cup not good enough? Whenever I see those canisters, I'm going to activate the surfboard. Because I do not like those canisters or jelly cans or whatever the blumug they're called. So for Bob plus Jeremy, it can't be the Jeremy that I'm currently working with for regular life. It's gotta be, you know, the regular show one. You know, snobby, unenthusiastic. That one? Yes, that Jeremy. The one I knew originally. So yeah, no Grayson, no Ione, no Shelby. It's regular show Jeremy, not regular life Jeremy. Not the one that I developed as a character. But the one from regular show replaced. And Ever Meat Burritos if I want to be generous. So I've been rewatching regular show replaced a lot. So that way I can have Jeremy act like how he did in Replaced. While not being unlikable. He's just, you know, curious, unsure. Well, you know what they say. Curiosity can be a strange thing. So Jeremy's curious? Yes! I just don't want to make him unlikable. It's gonna be quite a toughie to do, especially with a crossover like this. Baby Minion with snobby and unenthusiastic hipster? How's that gonna work? Trust me. I have my ways. Because I keep having dreams about it. Yeah, no joke. I keep having dreams where Bob is in the regular show world. And the way he comes across Jeremy, I feel that it's like late at night when that portal transports him into the regular show world. It's nighttime. He can't really see anything, but he's kind of too tired because I feel that travel can make the baby exhausted. Thus lying on something he thinks is a pillow, but it's actually Jeremy. Is that it? Kevin's gonna be there too. I don't want to leave Kevin out. You know, for One a Minion and Gateway to Bananamore, Kevin is there, but he has his own subplots going on. In One a Minion, he's worried about Bob being separated with Mel, and then Gateway to Bananamore, he has to go to the grocery store and get milk that's on sale, half off. I mean, yeah, I like it. I like the direction I put Kevin in, but I do miss the brotherly bond moments, because you don't really get that much except maybe in the beginning and end of each of those fan fictions. But Bob plus Jeremy, God, I need to change the name. We'll still have Bob and Kevin. So I have to split it, 50-50 basically. Bob and Kevin, and then Bob and Jeremy. What about that one-eyed scientist that's supposed to be tall? Yeah, I already came up with that idea, but since that Minions and Monsters trailer came out and showed that tall Minion with one eye that has a gap in his teeth, I don't know whether or not to still have him be a scientist or just still have him be there, but his role should be different. I don't know. From rewatching Minions to rewatching regular show replaced to rewatching the Minions and Monsters trailer. My mistake, Minions and Les Monstres trailer. There's just so much Minion stuff that I have to get done this year. And the only reason that I didn't do it last year was because there's no Minion stuff coming out. So I delayed Bob plus Jeremy to this year, so that way I can have that happen at the same time when the regular show reboot comes out. The Lost Tapes. So you get like a 2-for-1. I don't know if Jeremy's gonna be in Lost Tapes. If Jeremy is in Lost Tapes, that's gonna erase any kind of progress me and Zook made with regular life. Then again, it's our own canon, so what's the trouble here? Look, Roger Craig Smith has been talking in the Jeremy voice sometimes, alright? I feel that that's like, it's the closest thing to Jeremy I got that's not the one from regular show. I mean, remember Kyle Crane from Dying Light? Yeah, it's literally Hawkadial from Unikitty and Jeremy from regular show. Except, he's cussing! Yeah! If regular life was rated MA for mature, that would definitely be Jeremy's voice. Also, why did you use the Jeremy voice for Kyle Crane? Every time I close my eyes, I could just hear Jeremy saying that. It doesn't really sound out of character for him. Just don't piss him off. Seriously, both Jeremy and Kevin are characters you do not want to mess with. They're nice, but don't make them mad. Because, if you make Jeremy upset, he will shove you and threaten to punch you in the face. I mean, he does it to Mordecai after the lake monster pushes Mordecai into Jeremy. But Kevin? Oh, Kevin. He is a minion you do not want to mess with. Do not make Kevin mad. Do not make Kevin mad. That is not a good choice. You know, with all that stuff I said about Kevin being portrayed in Despicable Me 2, how did I write Kevin in One and a Minion? I wrote him as a protective big brother and leader to the Minions. Well, Minions tribe, basically. Because I do want to still call the Minions a tribe. Because the first Minions movie. It's no wonder it's still the best Illumination movie. I know people would say the first Despicable Me and the Mario Brothers movie, but for me, it's the first Minions movie. That will always be the best movie Illumination made, and they will never top it. You gotta praise Illumination when it comes to, like, the brother plots, whether it be Kevin, Stern, and Bob in Minions, Gru and Drew in Despicable Me 3, Mario and Luigi in the Super Mario Brothers movie. Like, they know how to write brother stuff, except for Rise. Rise literally had the brother roles limited, leading to Stuart and Kevin's sibling rivalry. And the only thing you got going for with the brother thing is just Bob and Kevin. That's the only thing that you got that's from the first. Everything else is just, I just don't know what happened. Like, Stuart had a long way coming. Especially with how he acted in Rise. Yeah, I did that whole stream where I was talking about Kevin, and then I switched it to, like, the sibling rivalry he had with Stuart, which eventually led to them splitting ties with each other. But Kevin, like, checks up on him every now and then. At least that's how I see it. Because why else is Kevin not with Stuart in the first Despicable Me? Kevin's probably there, but he's not with Stuart because Stuart's with Jerry. And in Despicable Me 2, he's with Dave. Also, at the ice cream party, he's sitting next to Stuart, so he's kinda still his brother, kinda, sorta. Okay, they're still brothers. He's just giving Stuart his space. He knew that Stuart wanted independence. He got it. But they're still brothers at the end of the day. He's just checking up on him. He even chuckles a bit when Stuart's called for a mission. Where the heck is Bob? I think he's being watched by Otto. That's what happens when you speculate a kids movie. There's so much confusion. Yeah. We gotta find the banana smoothie. And why does it have a straw? Now it looks like Yoo-hoo milk. Ah! I'm telling you, these canisters. Is that the last time I'm drawing that tall minion with one eye? No! I have to still draw him on Adobe Fresco. If I have to draw him on Adobe Fresco, I need to find the slow jams mix. So it's not just a sketch? I still have to draw the monsters as well. You know, like the squid and whatever that blue creature is with the shells. What is that thing anyway? It looks like a sea monster. Oh, so they're sea monsters because aquatic. Yeah. Hey, if Cthulhu has to do with the sea, then I suppose there's nothing wrong with having sea monsters be part of the Minions movie. As long as I have the surfboard, those canisters will not do a thing to me. What about the vehicles? Well, they're not the Jeremy scrubbing bubbles. Wait, they're not red anymore. I keep remembering when they were red. No, in the mall, for some reason, the sweepers, whatever they're called, scrubby bubbles, Kevin materialized out of nowhere for one of them. Actually, two of them. Yes, when I turned a corner, one just spawned right there. You don't get that with these vehicles, so why does the mall do it? Must be a glitch. Like Kaiba said in Yu-Gi-Oh!, there must be a glitch in the holographic image. I like Wrath of Cortex, okay? I'm fine with glitches, but glitches like that when they materialize out of nowhere? No, I haven't seen a glitch like that. And I don't plan to. Especially not in the mall location, that's why I'm in Gru's lab. Yeah, I'm playing as Despicable Mel. It's funny, huh? When I used to call Mel asshole, but now I actually like Mel because of Despicable Me 4. I still don't like what he did in 3. But that doesn't change the fact that he's a much better character established in 4. I just wish he had development. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not a Minions movie. They tried to give Mel development in Despicable Me 3, which failed miserably. But if it's not a Minions movie, you don't get development. You just have the Minions as comedy, comic relief. The only Minion that had development in Rise of Gru was Otto. At least he made up for trading the Zodiac Stone for a pet rock. And he saved Gru from being torn apart by that clock. It seems that Despicable Me films only want to focus on Minions as being comedy and plot devices. Ah! It's not a problem. Not a problem. But I just wish Minions can have more than just comic relief. I want them to be developed as characters. The only Minion that, well, got some kind of development was Mel, and it failed miserably. He's a Mega Minion now. Yeah, so Bob plus Jeremy is like one of those. A classic story of the little guy pitted against his polar opposite. Yeah, because Jeremy's nothing like Bob at all. He's not playful, he's not childish. He's a hipster, he's snobby. He doesn't understand fun. He doesn't. What am I supposed to do? Bring up the teddy bear from Chad and Jeremy? Kids, that's in the lore of regular life. I can't do that. This is gonna be tougher than I thought. The only crossover I've written before was Regular Life and Regular Show. That was regular crossover. But this is Regular Show and Minions! Franchises that I've loved for the longest time. Regular Show replaced. I don't have much to work with. Jeremy only got like 6 minutes screen time. Bert's mostly on his phone. And cleaning the paddle boats. So there can be no canon from Regular Life. But what about his parents? And Jericho? I'm sorry, no one in Regular Life is to be in the crossover. Is Mel going to be in Bob plus Jeremy? No, he's not. Since I wanted to focus more with Bob and Kevin, Mel will be absent. He's been for like 2 fanfictions. I had Mel for 2 of them. It's Kevin's turn now. The only reason I wrote one in Minion was to redeem Mel as a character. It's just Despicable Me 3 that I don't like. The only Illumination movie I despise. Well, if you support a company, you have to say what doesn't work about it. And 3 is their worst movie. All those surfboards. Hey, I do not want to handle those canisters. Whatever there are, rollies. I think they're worse than Crash Bandicoot 2. From the sewer levels. I was trying to get the disco boots. I'm gonna go to the auto side now. I'm staying with Otto. Ah! Otto! Why? The canisters were on this side. Speaking of Otto, why doesn't Otto have a short? Hell, why doesn't Mel not have a short? Yeah, out of the minions, those two do not have shorts. Short films, at least. You got Mel for Despicable Me 3, and then you got Otto for Rise. Rise is short for Rise of Gru. Because it's easier to remember. And I don't really consider Rise of Gru as Minions too. I see it more as a Despicable Me prequel. And not, like, the first Minions movie, even if the Minions are in it. I might sound stupid saying this, but if I think that Minions: The Rise of Gru is a Despicable Me prequel, there's a slight chance that Minions and Monsters could actually be Minions too. What is up with these canisters? Dude, I can't tell which are worse. The scrubby bubbles or the canisters. Definitely the scrubby bubbles. Because at least the canisters don't appear out of nowhere. Looking at you, Kevin. And did he originally operate the Jeremy colored ones? Or were they the ones that look like Dave? Last time I checked, those minions didn't have sprout cut hair. Hey, I think we're about to beat our score. Whoa, we are? Go for it, Mel! Mel, we're actually going to beat our score. We did it! Yeah! Woohoo! Good job, Mel! Awesome! Dude, that is incredible! Look at our score! Ah! The slide! Once I get Minion Rush out of the way, I can get back to possibly doing that tall minion with one eye on Adobe Fresco. And possibly change the title of Bob plus Jeremy to something else. Look, the whole reason it's called Bob plus Jeremy is to pay homage to the Japanese line of Minion merchandise, Bob plus Tim. So, you're saying Bob plus Jeremy is a placeholder? For now, unless I come up with something different. But I just don't know. I don't know yet. I gotta keep experimenting somehow. But I haven't figured out a different title yet. Meanwhile, there's also my Pokemon Soul Silver fanfiction I need to get back to. I haven't gone back to that thing ever since I was going to infiltrate Team Rocket headquarters. I knew I had to get back to it. And then this Minions thing got back in my mind. We'll have to continue, like, practicing on drawing minions. The more I draw them, the better I get. It's how I did with regular show. Yeah, but the regular show stuff is much more... I'm more used to the regular show style than I am with Minions. Because it took years and years of trial and error for the regular show stuff to look the way it is. Minions, even with how I like how James turned out, I still don't really think it is the Illumination style, regardless of how many times I watched the Despicable Me and Minion movies. How many times have I rewatched them? More than you think. I got a whole collection of Minions merchandise. I drew that sketch at the library while looking at a reference on the computer. So I need to be at the library to do those sketches because I'm like in close range of minions there. I think Mel's gonna make it to 500. Ah! Is there jelly in there? They're jelly-operated vehicles! Oh my goodness. Mel is scared. Minions don't like the jelly. Yeah, apparently, guys, that's not how you make jelly. You need to add, like, preservatives and sugar and all that stuff. You don't just mash every known berry in the world into one flavor of jelly. That's not how it works. It's gonna taste disgusting. Although I do have a friend that made a Minion OC that actually likes the jelly. I'm surprised that they never brought that back for any of the Despicable Me films. Yeah, it's always a new story. It's always something new and fresh. That's something you gotta applaud for Illumination and the Despicable Me films. They're not rinse and repeat movies. There's like a new antagonist, a new threat, new comedy, all that stuff. They don't ever reuse that. But why would you get rid of evil Minion? They used to be in the Minion Rush game. Hello, Otto, plus PB&J. No! He liked the banana pancakes from IHOP. Yeah, they don't have that commercial anymore. What happened to it? I can't find it on YouTube. I used to rewatch that commercial before Rise of Gru came out and after Rise of Gru came out. Is it because of the song Hungry Eyes? Mel made it to 500. Oh, sweet! Not sweet canisters! Here, use the pogo stick. Poor glass window that just cleaned and auto ruined it. It wasn't just the pancake. He ate the cinnamonies too. Cinnamonies, minions, cinnamonians. They look so different than how they were originally. For those of you wondering, why did Rise of Gru have a tie-in with IHOP? Well, you see, Minions 2 was supposed to come out in 2020, and McDonald's already did their thing with it. So they had to have IHOP instead, and they had this awesome menu. You name it, Baba Banana Pancakes, Baba Banana Milkshake, Cinnamonians. That's what I got. I think everybody got the Cinnamonians. I mean, you can make the Baba Banana Milkshake at home. It's just like a banana smoothie with the milkshake, sorry. It's just basically a banana milkshake with Nilla wafers and sprinkles that are yellow and blue. You can make them at home. At least with Minions and Monsters, they will probably have a chance with McDonald's this time. Of course they will! Hey, what are your thoughts on the Minions and Monsters trailer? I loved it. This is great innovation for Illumination. The monster designs look awesome. I thought the animation looks really good. However, I'm still kind of wondering why Kevin, Bob, and Stuart will be appearing as main characters in this movie. Oh, it's because it's a different tribe. Remember, minions have been around for millions of years, so tribes have been popping up all over the place. And just because the minions wear overalls doesn't mean it's a retcon. They are clothes! Ming has probably been wearing those even before Kevin, Stuart, and Bob found them in New York. And besides, we're already used to Kevin, Stuart, and Bob as characters. It was time for fresh new protagonists. I get they're a fan favorite, but to show that Illumination can innovate, they could still have minions, but introduce us to ones we don't know, so that way we can get to know them. The baby minion with one eye is definitely going to be my favorite. His name is James. I already did an entire sketch dump of that character. I've yet to do the sketch dump for the tall minion with one eye. At least the Adobe Fresco one. Basically, Kevin Stern and Bob have merged into the Minions franchise, so it was time for something new. Do you know what's weird? For the Despicable Me films, there's always numbers to show which one is which. You got Despicable Me, you got Despicable Me 2, Despicable Me 3, and you got Despicable Me 4. But Minions... there is no Minions 2, The Rise of Gru. It's just called Minions, The Rise of Gru. Where's the 2? Well, Spyro Year of the Dragon is the third Spyro game. There's no 3 in the title. Yeah, but Crash Bandicoot Warp still had the 3. It was on a clock. 1, 2, 3. The 3 was red. Crash Bandicoot 2 is better than Crash Bandicoot Warped. And yes, I'm a fan of the vehicle mechanic. That's why I like Wrath of Cortex. I like the vehicles. Let's see, there's that hamster ball one. There's the helicopter one. My favorite one is definitely the submarine. Yes, I like the submarine. I know a lot of people don't like the submarine, but I do. Despicable Me 3, the best movie in the franchise. For some people, it is, okay? There are people that are my friends that like Despicable Me 3. I mean, I like Balthazar, Brat, and Drew. I like the music. They have Dire Straits money for nothing. But music and songs alone aren't enough to salvage a movie. They're not. It's not going to change my opinion about how I feel about the movie. $600! Mel, you can stop now! You can take a break now if you want to, buddy! Ah! I just don't want it to be painful. Mel is sparkling. What the heck? Yeah, but the animation kind of looks a little off. Little, huh? It's not a little off. It's a massive downgrade compared to the first Minions movie. Fredonia is supposed to be based on Paris. They have creative ideas. They just had too much stuff going on. At least with Despicable Me 4, they toned down on the plots and didn't give us that many. I take cartoons seriously. If I take regular shows seriously, I take Despicable Me seriously too. And Minions! And the rest of the Illumination movies. Otto and Total Drama Island. Otto meets Heather. No! I don't like Heather! Heather's mean! What would that make Otto? Owen? Well, they both start with O. Ah! What the heck? I'm on a road! Mel, stop! Stop! I was not expecting to go on a road trip, Mel. Ha, get it? Road trip. Hey, puzzle pieces! Bro, look at our score. That's more than we got than the other scores we got, at least in Unity. Brat's Lair. Behold a game board! Looks like fun, doesn't it? Yeah, Otto would be Owen, but shorter and yellow. He is chubby! Didn't know that was going on, huh? It gives you Sage Carl, but I already have that. But I just want Mel to go on the game board. Besides, they got a dragon. Once I'm done with the game board, I'm gonna get back to what I was doing originally. Like doing that sketch dump of the tall minion with one eye on Adobe Fresco. Are we still on Infinite? Yeah, I think so. Wait. Okay, now we're not. Bob's like SpongeBob and Otto's like Patrick. Not even close! Wow, 2,000 gives you a lot. Why are we still stuck on 80? Something ain't right. What? How are we infinite again? How are you supposed to know if it's not infinite anymore? I think Minion Rush is glitched. Aha! It's only when I run out of the dice. That's when I'll stop. Or we can stop here. Mel might be tired. Are you tired, buddy? Oh yeah, stage progression. I'll take that, thank you. What the heck is that? Behold! This is Minion Express. Is where you actually get to skip the ads. Why is the vector similar to the one that's very existent? Okay, so originally this was supposed to have Bob and Stuart and Kevin's holding a banana out of their reach, but they switched it with Dave and Mel. Why is Mel doing that? Is that more of a Bob thing? Why is Mel doing that? Hey, with all that running Mel did, he deserves a banana. Well, I gotta get started. Make sure to get the slow jams mix. Alright, where's it at? Slow jam, 80s and 90s R&B, slow jam mix, Tender Kisses. Yeah, that's the one. Well, that's the end of the stream. Thank you guys for watching, and laters.